So I have made a video before in the past about the Avalanche method versus the Snowball method for paying off debt. There are technically a couple of other kinds, but most of the time the biggest ones talked about are Avalanche versus Snowball. Avalanche is take the thing that has the highest interest and start paying that debt off first. Snowball is take your smallest thing, and by smallest it can mean principal, and pay that off first, because then you'll feel good about yourself for having paid something off. And so they both are ways to get rid of debt, but I personally always recommend the Avalanche method first, because unless someone just literally can't handle the Avalanche method, it's just too gradual for them, they won't be able to keep going. It is mathematically much better. It is way better. But in my previous video when I talked about these, I didn't talk about something that I have realized later maybe the average person wouldn't have thought about or realized to even look into. So there is a big difference between looking at your interest rate and your yearly interest paid. And what you want to go for when you go for the Avalanche method is what has the highest amount of interest that you will end up paying. Sometimes people look at their credit card and they say, oh, look at how high this interest rate is. This percent is super high. I've got my student loan over here that's unsubsidized and it's only at like 10%, and then this credit card's at like 30%. But the credit card might have almost nothing on it. And so in a year, your interest that you're paying on it is really low, but your student loan is big, and so your interest per year is way higher. You might be only paying like $500 a year on your interest on the credit card and be paying like $2,000 on the interest on your student loan. So there is a misconception that all you need to look at is the actual interest rate. And what you want to actually go and do is look up a free calculator, just Google it for interest calculators for your debt, and you'll see, oh, this is how much in interest I'm paying a year. And if how much you're paying is a lot, it is the one you want to start with. So with the Avalanche method, there's just that little caveat. Sometimes when you work with finances a lot, you forget to think of things that might seem really intuitive to you because you've done it, and it's not breaking it down to be basic enough or explained enough. Like a bricklayer, you know, they might think, oh, it's obvious that I have to cut brick to make your brick building, and I need to do that. And a person's like, why aren't you just slapping bricks up there? And it doesn't occur to them to explain to them, not all of the brick are going to fit correctly. I need to cut some of these brick. And so we just think of brick houses as having the same old size brick all the time, and we don't really think about it because we're not bricklayers. And so the same concept can apply to any kind of job, anything that you've understood for years or had some semblance of understanding of for years. Still, I just wanted to go ahead and clarify that for anyone who had started their Avalanche method or had been considering it, or for anyone in the future who goes to pay off debt. Paying off the thing that costs you the most interest per year first is the thing that saves you the most money in the long run, and it can literally save you thousands and thousands of dollars. It also means that you're just paying minimum payments on everything else, and when that big giant burdensome interest rate is gone from your year, the interest that you're paying per year, when that's gone, everything else becomes much easier to pay off. And so you just basically kill the first one, and then it just bashes down the mountain all the other ones. And then by the time that you're done, you're going to have a bunch of money left over now that you're not paying off debt anymore, that was going toward debt. And that money that's freed up because you're no longer paying off debt, you can start investing into your future, and 10 years down the road, you're going to be thanking yourself like crazy. Because the long run goal is not just get out of debt. But the long run goal is that debt no longer is holding your money hostage, and now you can grow it.